Hey guys, Valkyr here with another gameplay video and slash review of the Sta-1. Now, for my subscribers, I know I said I was going to be doing the Chirai 2 next. Yeah, well, I got past that and got this, so I decided to do a review on this instead. But if you really want to see a review on the Chirai 2, post in the comments below, and I don't know, if I have time to do it, I'll do it. Because I also said my next video would be Boxing Day, which anyone can tell it is now the 30th when I'm recording this. So that sucks, because I just got busy with homework and I needed to move my computer because I'm getting a new setup. Anyway, not important. So, the Sta-1. Well, I kept getting told by everyone that this tank was useless and not even to bother crewing it. But here's the thing. It has that American 90mm. And that American 90mm gets the M82 shot. And the M82 shot is a nuke round. When you hit something and pen, it generally dies. However, the key point there is the penetration. This round does not have very much penetration. I believe it's around 140mm of penetration at point blank range, which can give you problems like fighting a lot of, well, more heavily armored vehicles such as Tortoises and T-29s. So that won't be that bad if you can get around it and flank it. Yeah, but the mobility's not that good either. So you need to be a flanking machine, and a machine that can't really flank because it's not very mobile. Is basically how you have to decide to play this thing. That being said, I've been doing decently in this tank. I haven't been like, racking up 7-8 kill streaks in this thing, because it's just not that kind of machine. I mean, unless you're shooting everything in the ass. But the thing is with it is, when you hit something from the side, it will generally die. So that's generally what my goal is. But that's not the easiest thing to do in a tank that's not very mobile. So you kind of have to play it almost like, it's a really weird playstyle, because you want to flank and get side shots because that's where your gun excels. But on the other hand, you don't have the mobility to do that. I mean, in this game I'm almost completely stock. I only have parts in the M82 round. I don't even have FPE. And to this point, I don't have any more upgrades than that for mobility, so I can't say what it's like upgraded. However, I can compare this to a stock, what the hell is it called? Patent. The M46 Patent. It is very similar in stock mobility to that, so I'm expecting when this thing gets upgraded to be about as mobile as that. But don't quote me on that because obviously I don't have it fully upgraded. Now, it does have some power issues when going uphill. It is not very good at it, as you can see right now as I am struggling to get over this hill. I am also looking for enemy tanks at the same time, but it's done generally in the throttle the entire time. Now, we're here on the new Eastern Europe, the battle on the new Eastern Europe. So, normally when I play this from the other side, I defend this bridge, which was kind of what I was expecting there to be somebody defending this bridge, because it gives your team a huge advantage, but no one did. So that basically, they just gave us this entire half of the map. So me and this Panther 2 are just driving along here, expecting his resistance and finding nothing. Speaking of the Panther 2, that brings me on to armor. For a medium tank hit, well, it doesn't have any. It's not like the Panther, where it can take shots from the front. Your front armor can block AAA, and that's about it. But your sides and rear, well, they're susceptible to even, like, tier 2 gas trucks. Yeah, bring that one up in specifically, because you'll see what happens next replay. So, I basically have successfully flanked the enemy in this tank, even though it's not very mobile. Now, this is what you kind of have to hope for, is that the enemy leaves the flank open, and you can get side shots on a lot of heavy and medium tanks. Now, that being said, you can still kill a T-29 from the front. You will struggle to kill a Tortoise from anywhere, but a T-29 you can deal with, and you're never going to fight Tiger IIs, because for whatever reason, Japan only fights with Germany. They never seem to fight. I don't know about 8.0, because I don't have anything like that. This is the highest tank I have in Japan right now. I'm working on the Type 61. When I get that and get heat on it and all that kind of stuff, I'll do a review on that as well. But that's for a later date. So, as I'm coming to the side shots, I see this FV4202. Now, I want to wait for a good shot, because I don't want him to find me, because this thing cannot take a hit. Its ammo rack is in a really bad location. I take about 30 rounds in this thing, I mean, if you take more than that, it doesn't really decrease your survivability at all, because all it really does is put ammo in the back of your turret. Oh my god. But, I mean, if someone's shooting there expecting there to be ammo, I do take it out in case someone does shoot me in the turret. But all of the ammo is stored in the bottom of the hull in a semicircle shape if you only take 30 shells. Now, someone pinged on the map, and I see a tank there. Now, you're going to get to see a chance on what the M82 shot can do when it hits something right away. I mean, the M82 shot, I love this. This is one of my favorite shots in the game. I mean, this is the only reason that the Pershing is as good as it is. Now, that brings me on to if you have the Pershing, this is basically a Pershing. Now, right here is what I mean. I can barely see this tank, but it has enough high explosivity that it frags down and kills all of the crew. I mean, it's only Crusader AA, but it still saved that Panther because it was probably going to kill the Panther because Panther doesn't have any side armor, much like this thing. But now, we come on to the penetration. That was a poorly placed shot as I was moving because this thing doesn't have the best vertical gun stability, and it doesn't have a stabilizer. Second shot is also very poorly placed right into the gun mantlet. So, he pointed his gun at me and didn't shoot, which tells me a few things that are about to get confirmed with this shot. Now, this shot didn't do much damage, but what it did tell me was that his cannon breech is knocked out and that I can afford to take my time with him. So, Panther put a shot into him, sets him on fire, and then I just put one into the turret ring since I know I can take my time now. So, that's, what, my third kill? I don't even know, I haven't been counting. And it's basically showing that this thing does have the mobility to outrun guns when it needs to. It's not very mobile on hard surfaces, but on soft terrain like this, where a lot of tanks would struggle, it can actually do it. Now, we're gonna come to the penetration again. I know, I keep bringing it up. It is the biggest downfall to this tank. And keep in mind, when I'm showing you these replays, I'm not showing you to make me think like I'm good, which is going to come up in both of these replays, because I go full retard at the end of both of them. But, remember how I keep mentioning the tortoise? Just say there's a reason for that. So I'm going back to the cap, and, because it's being capped out and I don't want to lose, right? And on the way there, I see a certain, shall we say, tortoise on the other side of the river. Now, tortoise from the ass. First shot. I'm a shit tanker and didn't place it very well at all. Second shot. Aiming for the corner. Still on the reload. Second shot to the ass of a tortoise. Nope. Still nothing. I even took my time and placed that one so it wouldn't ricochet off something first. So at this point, I want to cross the bridge and get nice and close to that tortoise, so I have a chance to hit its flat ass instead of its angled ass. But yeah, the thing is tortoise wasn't stupid. Yeah, kind of turned around. So that's the big issue with this thing is, yeah, penetration. I was trying to hit the tracks on the move, didn't work out too well. We went on to lose this game. I respawned my Rock Bulldog and got instantly shat on by a spawn camping. That happened at the end of both of these. Anyways, so now we're here on a game on, what is this, Tunisia. Conquest with the A cap along the bridge. So, I'm going to go to the cap, as I should do. Normally I'd go city, but I'm like, I'm going to try something different, because this is a medium tank, and, well, I shouldn't be going city in a medium. So, I'm starting to push up, and the reason it didn't show the loading screen is because I actually forgot to press record at the start of this game. So, I'm looking for tanks, don't want to get shot beside, obviously. So, I see that shot go up and I see what hit it, and there's a very low percentage chance of me ever hitting this, because this gun doesn't have the best ballistics. It's only really good at close range because of its low penetration, and the fact that it's not the fastest shell in the world. That being said, I actually think this thing has the tier 5 zoomed in scope, just because I don't remember the American one having this much drop. So, I'm not entirely sure on the zoom on the scope, but that's just a feeling I have. Now, that Sta-1 in front of me is engaging a T-29. And I don't want to have to engage a T-29 from the front, and he just dies to it, so that's how I know it's the T-29. So, I'm going to wait for the T-29 to come to me. However, T-29 knows what he's doing. He's going to check his corners. I was hoping to sit here and just camp and put a side shot into a herpy-derpy heavy tank. So I'm sitting up here, and I'm actually listening to music at this point, but I have to pause my music. And it's very important you have a key bound to do something like this, because I'm listening for his engine to see if he's actually coming, or if I have to push him, or if I can hear his turret turning. I want to know what he's doing. So I'm listening to what he can do. And it's very important when you need to get side shots in a tank like this, because you just have to know. Now, had he thrown it out 3 inches more, I'd have been able to get a side shot. But he checked his corners. So now I have to wait for him to push again. He looks at me, he's looking. Take out his cannon barrel. It's really the only hope I have of ever killing an angled frontal T-29. So now, I have all the time in the world to aim my shot into his lower glacis and one-shot the T-29. Because I knocked out his crew, and, well, I should have detonated the ammo racks. However, I hear another engine. That would be an IS-2. And he's not looking at me. So I pop out. First one nearly kills him, not quite. Knocks him into the true crew, sets him on fire. Knocks out his cannon breach. I've got all the time in the world to finish this guy as well. His last crew member's in the back of the turret. So, that's where I'm most likely to be able to penetrate since it's flat. And I knock him out. So, you have to be smart when using this thing. You don't have the penetration to go right through the front of everything. So by knocking out the cannon barrel on the T-29, that gave me all the time in the world to aim for his weak spots. So what I had to do was disable it so I knew he couldn't fire back. It was the only hope I had of killing him. Other than that, I would have died. Now, I'm just looking for another tank, and I do hear another engine, because I still don't have my music on at this point, because I normally listen to music. Now, I have no idea what that shot came from, and even in my replays, I never figured it out. So, I just kill what I can kill, because that's really the only hope I have of scrounging XP from this game and helping out my team a little bit more. I push farther forward to get into cover of these rocks, and that put cover between me and where the shot came from. So, I should be fairly safe to take my time now, because this thing really can't take a hit, which is why I cannot figure out what the hell hit me, because it didn't do any damage. Which is really confusing. The only thing I can think of was it was an AA gun that only fired one shot. But if it was a ZSU-37 or anything like that, it would have gone right through me. Now I saw a puff of smoke, so I'm looking for more side shots. Side shots are crucial in this thing. They are really the only way you can get kills. Like I said, you can kill, as I showed, you can kill a T-29 from the front on lower places. But if they're looking at you, you need to take out the gun first. So I'm going to push up and try to find whatever put the shot into me, because we've secured A. So I'm looking around, just trying to see what I can see. Now I do hear a few tanks up to my left around the rock, but I want to make sure that the right is clear, because I want to know where the enemy tanks are, and if there's anything that'll snipe my teammates as they try to push across with me. Now, I'm still trying to see anything on the right. I don't see anything there. We have cap, so it's not very likely that there's many enemy snipers left trying to go for long-range kills. So I'm going to push up and kill what's ever to my left. But then I see Carnarvon. Carnarvon put a shot into me, and it only knocked out my cannon breach and my loader, which was very fortunate that it did not do any more damage than that. So I fall back around the rock with this thing's amazing reverse speed and start to repair. Now here's where I mean when don't judge me because I use these replays, because yeah, not sure how to explain what happens here. Basically, well, my commander's knocked out, so I don't have a 50 cal, and I don't have a main gun. And he sets me on fire, so my only hope is to keep turning and try to machine gun him to death. But this is the fastest fire I have ever had. So, yeah, please don't judge me too hard.